All right, so it is now Saturday morning. Chris and I are starting our day at Magic Kingdom. It's not so much the morning though; it's actually closer to 11:30ish. We're about to go inside. Chris is back here at security. They're doing some random checks. It's been actually very easy to get through security, and also getting transportation from Pop Century over to Magic Kingdom has been wonderful. We just took the bus. We basically just walked right on. We didn't try to do rope drop or anything. And with that, we were able to walk out of our hotel room, go to the bus stop, and then basically just get straight onto the bus. So that was a really nice surprise for us. So here comes Chris. We got our little masks. We're ready to go. Get in some queues, get on some rides, get some food. I already ordered our food ahead of time. That way we could just pick the pickup time we wanted to get the food. That way we're not trying to mobile order food and we're running out of options to pick up the food. So that's something, if you do it early, you're going to thank yourself later. So we're going to go see how that worked out, and more to come. So it was very nice starting the day later, just because we didn't feel like we were competing with a bunch of crowds to get to the park. Now, that changed once we were inside, because there was definitely still a long line, so it's not that, oh, the longer you wait, the more dead the park gets. Nay. What was amazing is right now with the character cavalcades, they're super random, and it just so happened as we walked around the corner and saw the massive castle in Disney World compared to Disneyland, California, Mickey Mouse and all his friends were coming down in a parade, and it felt amazing. That being the first sight we see is Mickey Mouse dancing on top of a float with a castle behind him. So of course, day 2 of being away from our kids, we had to FaceTime them so that way our son could see Donald Duck, his favorite character. After that, we were a little misty-eyed and started to miss our kids even more because we felt like kind of terrible parents doing this without them. But it was still a lot of fun, and we had to do the best we could. So we dried our eyes and continued our day. Now, one thing that kept happening while we were there is rides were breaking down, and that's something we didn't really bank on. So our first ride was Thunder Mountain, which was amazing. I thought it was more intense than the California one. But then we waited at Splash Mountain for about 45 minutes. Then it was temporarily closed. We could wait in line a little longer, but then 10 minutes later, they asked everyone to leave the queue. That just congested everything in the area. Haunted Mansion was at about an hour and a half, and we were like, unfortunately, mobile ordering food so early kind of bit us on the rear because we didn't want to leave the area. We're like, well, our mobile orders pickup is coming in the next 40 minutes. Space Mountain's on the other side of the park. So we went ahead and hung out in Liberty Square. We did a little bit of shopping, but first stop was to pick up our mobile order food. Now we got the strawberry funnel cake with whipped cream and powdered sugar. That was pretty good, but the sweet and spicy chicken waffle was incredible. It had a honey glaze and like a sriracha honey glaze with the broccoli slaw. The chips are all right, but the waffle sandwich was the best thing. I kind of prefer the funnel cake in California. I'll be honest, my wife and I said that it was just a little bit better. We continued down our way in Liberty Square, did some shopping in the area because Seven Dwarfs Mine Train was also closed. So was It's a Small World. So was Peter Pan. So there really wasn't a lot of rides for us to do. We decided to take it easy, check out the shops. Their pin game is getting strong. They're really funny, but part of me is thinking a big sell on some of these pin packs are really the way they're packaged. So that's kind of the whole shtick. Okay, so we just went to the little Dole Whip stand that's inside of Frontierland, and we got the Kakamora float. It's coconut soft serve as opposed to regular Dole Whip.
Look how cute it is.
It has a little Kakamora cake pop, which is chocolate. Go ahead and turn that around. And it's for sure chocolate.
We paid them.
We checked. The Kakamora float has coconut soft serve as opposed to pineapple Dole Whip, and then it has pineapple juice and then a blue curacao syrup.
It was down here, but we already drank it.
We mix it up because they do come with a paper straw, so it kind of disintegrate within a couple of minutes. So I tried to mix that puppy around before, and
this thing.
it is so. We just decided this is probably the first thing we've tried that we're like, day 2 at Magic Kingdom, we're going to come back and get another one because that's something that is worth getting probably a couple times.
Yeah,
This is
we're going to get it again this trip.
That coconut soft serve is where it's at. So, so good. And then with the pineapple juice and then the blue curacao syrup, it's fantastic. So, Kakamora float, 100% worth
Get
it.
it.
So following our strategy of finishing one half the park, then going to the other half, we went over to Tomorrowland, did Space Mountain, and then we did Carousel of Progress. Love Carousel of Progress because that whole ride had AC throughout it, so that was a huge plus for that attraction. It was nice, dark, a good getaway from the sun. But I'll be honest, our favorite was still Pirates of the Caribbean, so we had to finish the day with Pirates because Space Mountain kind of let us down. No music, it was very quiet, but unlike the Matterhorn, which is outside, Space Mountain's just in the dark. So we went to Pirates to finish off our day. But of course, seeing kids just playing in the queues and then seeing their merchandise, like, again, we just finally had enough. We're like, God, we miss our kids too much. So we decided to go to Disney Springs and we got to try Chicken Guy, which is a restaurant by Guy Fieri. Quick service chicken restaurant. Holy cow. The big sell for this restaurant was their hot sauces. I cannot tell you. I think there was like 16, maybe 20 some different sauces, but man, they were good. I have a whole separate video what that experience was like because we definitely went back there. So Magic Kingdom was ultimately a short day. It was a Saturday, and we did start late, but we called it early. A lot of ride closures that day, but we were still looking forward to what was left to come because we had some amazing highs like the Kakamora float and that chicken waffle sandwich. It was a wonderful time. So all in all, we can't complain. Thanks again, everybody, for watching this video. I want to invite you next week. Wednesday, I'll be posting our Universal Studios Day. Now that was quite a challenge. We did both parks in one day. I'll let you know how that went. So stay tuned. Thanks for joining Fletch Venture. Let's go do stuff.